to the Absolute Rain podcast. My name is Accuracy, and I'll be your host today with my co-host, Icy.
How's everyone doing?
Today we have a special guest. He is the owner of Absolute Rain as well as an epic gamer and streamer. So without further ado, Crucefyd, introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Crucefyd, and as Accuracy said, I'm the owner of Absolute Rain.
So, what is AR and what does it mean to you personally?
So AR is the esports organization that I started, but it's more than that to me. It's a place for all gamers to come and get along and feel welcome, as anyone who's been in the esports scene has known for a while that it's tough finding a good place to fit into. And to me, it's like a second family.
So what inspired you to create AR?
What inspired me to create AR was trying to find a clan or a team or org prior that worked with me and, gave people chances and a shot to show what they're worth. And it was really hard to find an organization that would give you that chance, because either they were way too inconsistent on how they did things, they didn't have the backbone to make calls like that, or just it turned into a big thing of favoritism. And I just didn't like that, so I figured, if I can't find one to do it, why not make one myself for other people?
I like it. I mean, that takes the reins. How much time does AR take out of your day?
Oh, I'm always doing something every day that's revolving around AR, whether it's on my phone checking Twitter for messages, networking with people, talking with companies for sponsorships, or on the Discord, interacting with people, hosting tournaments. I'm doing something every single day revolving around AR, and usually long into the long hours too.
So if you're doing all that every day, does it like cut into your family time, your free time, such things like that?
Yeah, it does. I've had to make some adjustments and changes to how I do things because I became too obsessed with AR. So I had to balance out family time, where I have certain things where there's certain times throughout the day where I won't touch it, whether it's movie time with the family or if I'm out shopping, I don't touch it, or stuff like that. And free time wise for me, it sucks up all of it, because I'd rather build on AR than sit there and play a game, because if I don't do it, who's gonna do it?
See, for me personally, as somebody who's kind of heavily involved in AR, I have yet to find that solid work-life balance. I've started trying to stream more, started creating more content and such things revolving around AR. And you said, like, if you go grocery shopping. See, for me, it's like my fiance drives a lot of the places we go, so I'm on my phone the whole time. I'm like, I can understand it taking a lot of time from that, but it's all about finding that good balance, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Balance is a very important thing, whether it's work, school, life in general, having free time. Balance is always key in anything like that, especially, the way I look at it. I'm doing school. I'm doing, this 2K thing. I'm trying to play video games, trying to do this, that, and the other. And it is really hard. It is really hard to balance work, school, whatever you're doing. It is really hard. And I can only imagine, as someone who owns an org and who has a family on top of that and a job, I can only imagine how much time that takes out of your day. Like, I really can't imagine that. I respect it like 3,000%. Like, you're there grinding. It's honestly crazy. But what do you see in the future for AR? What are your ambitions and what are your goals?
Oh, well, just to get straightforward with it, my big goal is we're going to get to the top. One of these years, we're going to be up there with FaZe, Optic, United, Luminosity. We're going to be up in those ranks, competing against them in tournaments and leagues, and make a name for ourselves. And also growing on our apparel section, adding in our tournaments that I'm already hosting, but getting on a higher scale with that, potentially at some point hosting LAN tournaments and leagues. The sky's the limit. If we can think of it, we could do it.
So, I know there's some behind the scenes with you that I've spoke about with where you're moving to, and you said there's some pretty cool things around. Am I allowed to talk about that at all? Am I allowed to bring any of that up?
Yeah, that's fine.
So you were telling me that they have like LAN event setups, like how my all my Walmart has is like a McDonald's or Subway in it. But you were saying they have like full on, like, because they partnered with Esports Arena, they've got like full on LAN setups there. Do you have any idea if you're trying to get in with that as part of your future goals and visions? Because I know you want to start founding AR out of Denver, Colorado.
I want to initially see how it works with using their space to rent out for LAN events to see how it works and how it feels and if I like that. And if it turns into being something that I enjoy doing and it's fun and, lucrative with it, definitely looking into getting our own space and seeking equipment to do it for ourselves. Yes, so yeah, I do plan to look into it.
So like if there's a group of guys from Denver right now who are wanting to get into that kind of thing but don't really know how to do so, they should hit you up to start trying to see what might be organized. You be the little host, have Reapers be casting it, or Icy, and
Hey.
we'll have Icy in there calling the shots.
Definitely. Yeah, hit me up.
So you're a heavy gamer. Like I said, a very epic gamer, I might add. So what got you into gaming and esports altogether?
Oh, I grew up on gaming. I remember still being a young kid watching my dad playing like Final Fantasy and other MMOs like that way into the night, and then getting my first system was a Sega Genesis and learning how to play Sonic. And just growing from there, and I am a competitive person by nature, so I've always enjoyed having competitions with people and showing how good I am and comparing myself to people. And my first interactions with esports was back when I was in high school when I was doing Counter-Strike 1.6 when I was a part of a team for the Cyber Athletic League.
So why didn't you I've got a few questions layered onto this one. First, why didn't you pursue 1.6 further, or if that's too personal, like feel free to not answer.
So my issue with that is I love 1.6 and truly like it was a blast. I spent way too much time on that game, more than I would want to admit. But when they released Counter-Strike Source, I didn't like how they changed the feel to it, the movements, that stuff, and from there on, I just lost it with that. And then on top of that, I was going through some personal life stuff where this was about my senior year in high school, and I was supposed to be getting a scholarship for wrestling to go, but I ended up getting injured and losing my scholarship. So like, kind of hit a dark spot and just kind of threw everything out the window.
See, for me, when I hit my dark spots, that's when I like fell heavy into gaming. Like I hit a dark spot in like middle school, and that was just like I probably missed a grand total of like 6 months over 3 years because instead of going to school, I stayed home and played video games, fucking Halo and all that.
Nope, I got into things I probably shouldn't have gotten into.
A little bit.
He was a fucking gangbanger. I'm calling it fucking gangbanger.
He was looking like
He was a fucking gangster out here.
Silent Bob standing outside.
Let's just say I drank a lot.
That's what I was saying. Jay and Silent Bob hanging out, smoking. No, okay. But. So you said you got into video games pretty early watching your dad play and stuff, but I believe it was you who I was speaking with who said your dad actually owned a shop for like magic cards and such things like that.
Yep. He used to own a little store called Dragon's Hollow where they sold Magic the Gathering cards, like booster packs, single cards, everything, and would host tournaments weekly, and also had, I think it was like 8 or 10 PCs on site that they had set up that people could come in and rent out hourly to play, but they would also hold like LAN tournaments for Unreal Tournament and other games like that.
That's dope.
So have you ever thought about like getting like seeing if your family would want to be a part of AR like way down the road, of course, but like once you start doing those kinds of LAN setups and such, since they have a history of knowing how to do those things?
Yeah, I've actually already talked with some of them about that down the road.
Because I think that would be a pretty dope thing. My father works on cars and such, so I could, you know, anytime I have anything dealing with vehicles and friends and family, I'm always like, hey, you wanna rebuild this Cutlass with me, or in other words, you wanna do most of the work, and I'll hand you some cash.
So, well, the goal is for our office space in Denver when I eventually secure it, is to have a LAN set up in the front with all our offices and studios and stuff in the back.
See, that's something I hope that comes back, because like LAN tournament setups sort of died like for a little bit there, but now it seems like everything's coming back to fruition now that esports is growing once again.
Flourishing.
What?
I said flourishing. It's starting to
Flourishing,
flourish a lot
yes.
now.
Yes. And so I'm excited to see what those kinds of future things hold. I like my 21st birthday, I'm trying to go to an esports bar/lounge thing.
Yeah, what's
in
the word?
Atlanta.
I'll get a fake ID.
Yeah. Dude, hey, you don't have to have a fake ID. I think you can come in and play and eat and shit like that. You know,
Oh, okay.
We'll have a whole little
Copy.
gang. It's in August if you want to fly out.
Yo, please let me know. What's the word?
All right. See, look, hey, we're setting things up. We're setting things
Exactly.
up. Always making moves.
Exactly.
All right. So that's about all I have as far as like how you got into gaming and esports and your plans with that LAN setup and such. So,
what do you do for a living outside of AR?
So I have worked in the mental health field in residential facilities with youth with behavioral or mental struggle issues, and I've been doing that since 2010. And it's one of the few things that I love to do, you know, helping people, making a change in their lives. It's truly gratifying and rewarding once you get people contacting you 5-6 years later, talking about how if it wasn't for you, you know, they don't know where they would be at in their life right now, and, you know, hoping all is well. And I've been doing that for 8 years, had some really tough times, some really good times, you know, it comes with the job field.
So if anybody's ever wondering why Crucefyd takes a lot of things seriously, it's because he doesn't take a lot of it as a joke. He's dealt with it for quite some time. So if anybody ever needs some help who's amongst AR,
Yeah.
Crucefyd's door is always open.
Exactly, it is. Always will be.
He's a really good guy. I know him quite personally, and I can say that if you need help, he'll help you out to the best he can. Just don't be a dick. Sorry, I need to put an NSFW at the beginning of this podcast. So,
I have a question. What's NSFW?
not safe for work.
Oh, okay.
So anything that's too vulgar or
Or
you know,
Gotcha.
yeah, no. You've been on Tumblr before. Come on. So what aspirations do you have for AR in the long term? Like we've sort of touched on it, but if you want to further on with that.
I want to get it down the road to where AR is a legitimate corporation set up where we have several different departments working on different things, from esports to content creation to streaming. If you name it, I want to try and do it. That's one of the things I have that people say is a good thing and a bad thing is I have very big eyes. You know, I always want the best. I always want what's best for everybody.
I'm the same way.
And I'm here to help everyone too.
See, the only thing I could say to that is like, don't bite off more than you can chew. Take it at a nice pace so you don't overwhelm yourself. But
I've already done past that.
if you had to model yourself, like if you're looking at the ideal model for what you want AR to be as far as what already exists. Now, of course, you always got to try and innovate and be better than whoever your competition is and never stop the grind. But what would be your current inspiration? Like, pick one team or one organization that's like they're doing it the best, in your opinion?
Optic.
Icy with the Optic whispers.
It depends on what way you look at it. Like, there's a lot of different organizations that are excelling in different aspects. Like, I think if it was streaming related, I would like to mirror some of the stuff that Luminosity does. I think Luminosity does a great job with it. They've picked up some solid streamers. Very family, a good overall presence for it. But if it came to like esports, I would have to say Optic would have to rank up there.
See, for me, like you said, if I had to pick from different things, esports wise, I would say Optic. But then just about everything else, I would say 100 Thieves. Because, like, I don't mean to, like, wave that banner, but
100 Thieves has been branching out serious.
Like, for shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, we touched on that, me and Icy did during the Call of Duty chat. But
Nate Shaw has been doing his homework.
Their amount of, like...
The only reason why I didn't mention 100 Thieves is I'll never have the resources that Nate Shot has to do what he's done.
Nate Shaw has major connections.
He's made so many jumps and connections that any normal organization wouldn't be able to do within the first couple of years.
He's been playing this for a while.
Of how he knows.
Major connections.
He had the solid setup of having his personal stuff set up with his professional career and then make it an organization. Like,
see, to me, like I think the money has a little bit to do with it, but his like a lot of the money he got came from an investor. Like he didn't even like throw that money in necessarily to begin with. Like he had a lot of, like he had Rocket Mortgage, the owner of that, and all that. And so I think that what he did once he got that investment, like securing the investment was the hard part. But then everything he did after that was just, if he picked the wrong thing once or twice, it could have just completely fumbled everything. Like if he didn't choose to do the heist, or if he grabbed a wrong team for LOL and all that stuff. Like, I just think that the way he went about it, and now they've got this whole fucking, I don't know if you've seen it, the Content LA house or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he seems to be making the right moves at the right time every time.
No, yeah, he does his homework. You could tell, like, he's there doing his homework. He has his hands in all the pots. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he's making moves I want to make.
Yeah, I feel like his background,
that fucking personality,
his background from Optic, I feel like that's what really grew him. Like him having the help from Hex and all the guys at Optic, and when he retired, him still having that support. I feel like that's what really like jump started his influence to owning his org, especially Hex.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
had a lot to do with it.
That's why I think that like that's how I would as far as like aspirationally go, is because like it took 8 years for him to get to that position, but
he's on top of it right now.
But he grinded that 8 years and made it to that position. Like that, like even if this org, even if Crucefy's almost 40 by the time it's where he wants it to be. That puts everybody else in that good position, and everything is solid, and esports will be hopefully in the next decade where it needs to be.
Yep, completely.
Okay, what is your plan to getting AR to that top level, to that Optic phase United level that you want it to be? What is your plan?
Work on finding the best teams to get out there, help get our name out there, show them everybody what we got, work on our content creation department, get stuff going, start getting our YouTube channel getting going, get that stuff lit, like Actor said. To get it lit.
Like a titty.
And honestly, just finishing up with all the groundwork with us first, getting the base set up, and then start adding on to it.
Like, I feel like a lot of people are very doubtful just because with such things like this, it takes
people
a long time.
People are haters.
Not like I don't even mean haters. I mean, like, we've had internal issues that we've had to correct because of it, and it's like you're not going to become the next scump overnight.
You got to put work into it. People aren't. See, that's the thing. People aren't patient enough. They want to see progress right away, and they don't want to put the work into it. If you want the best results, you have to put the work in. You have to put the grind in 100% of the time, all the time. You can't just, be at it like 6 hours and out of that 6 hours, you expect the best results. You have to put the time into it. You have to put all of the effort into it. If you got to lose sleep, you have to lose sleep. You can't just expect minimum effort with maximum success. It's just not going to happen. That's what people forget to realize.
I refer to it as the now generation. You expect it to like because there's that whole.
Excuse me,
you
sir.
post a picture. You post a picture on
shoot shots at
Instagram.
me?
You get a like. Like no. What I mean is like I'm with your point, extending on your point. Like if you post a picture on Instagram, you get a like, and you're like, oh, cool, bet. But then you think that life is gonna do the same thing. You think that you're gonna just, hey, look, I started streaming. Hit that follow. Yeah, like you just imagine that you're gonna blow up magically. Like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a grind, man. That's what makes one of AR's streamers, Thieves, so great, man. Even with any issues that he's had, dude's still popping off.
Yeah, and he gets on day in and day out at the same time when he says.
Exactly, like set of schedules and all that. You know. So, what are your personal plans and aspirations aside from AR?
Oh. Personal plans and aspirations aside from AR. I don't know if I thought about that in a long time.
Damn. The dedication is real.
Dude, yeah, you have no idea. My fiance tells me I'm married to my business and, yeah, not to her in the future. How much I focus on it, yeah. Pretty much. But, I don't know, just making sure that no matter what happens at the end of the day, I'm able to continue to support my family, and I would love to get to where I don't have to work for, just another 9-to-5 job for somebody else to get a paycheck, when I can sit here and get AR going and help, give other people chances to try out the esports arena and see what they like, and if it's for them, and just give people chances, opportunities.
Look at that! Not never thinking about himself.
I never do. It's always about other people.
But as far as like personal aspirations go, do you have any like for your YouTube channel or your stream or anything
personal
like
growth
that you would
personal
growth?
Dude, I would love for my
have a plan for
my YouTube channel to just take off and get huge, which I'm currently in the process of working on a potential game changer on that too, which I put a little hefty little investment into the
hype.
Can we get hype in chat?
Yeah, so that's going to be revolving around content creation around a newly developed game that will be released towards the end of the year, which I currently have alpha access to. I can't just disclose too much because in no disclosure act right now. But
is it dope?
No, that's
dope,
understandable.
So
you're
a lot of shit coming out next month or so.
So you have your part of your personal plan would be just you have a lot of secretive content that's going to kind of work its way into the limelight.
My thing is I still want to build up my personal stuff without having to try and piggyback off AR as a lot of people expect. I'm hoping to piggyback off of AR. I didn't make AR to help myself out. I made it to help other people out. So.
Oh. Oh shit! Yo, philosophical ass quote right there. Yo, jot that down. I'm getting that tatted on me. Damn. The hell? I didn't know you were a philosopher now.
I just read a pretty good philosophy book, but that's aside from the point.
And, in regards to streaming, I just want to get it to where I have a nice, solid community built up to talk, to interact, and hang out with. I don't care about reaching partner. It would be nice, but it's not the end goal because at the end of the day, you grind those numbers and you just lose interest and burn out on it. I'm just there to have fun, hang out. I like talking to people, meeting people, so streaming gives me that chance to play my games and meet new people. So it's a win-win.
See, that's I wanna just chat up with some people,
Exactly. I'm
Catch me on Meet Me
person.
But all right, well, Cruce, it has been a pleasure for us, and I'm sure the listeners as well. So feel free to let them know any last things or thoughts that you have, and then all of your social plugs, of course.
Well, if you're ever interested in trying out for AR or looking for a spot, wanting to see if you fit with us, check out our Twitter at AbsoluteRainNA. You You can find our Discord link there for community Discord, and you can find a link for applications to fill out if you want to try it out. And then for my social media, it's at Crucefyds Rain for Instagram, Twitter, Twitch is Crucefyd, Mixer is Crucefyd. Yeah, it's all pretty similar. So if you look up Crucefyds Rain, you'll find me.
All right. And if you'd like to find the Absolute Rain podcast, you can do so on Twitter at Rain Podcast, on YouTube on the Absolute Rain channel, and on SoundCloud at Absolute Rain Podcast. To find Icy, plug in all your stuff.
My Twitter is Icy with 2 Y's on me, and my Twitch is Icy2Cold, 2 Y's and 2 O's. And I also have a little bit to share. I just want to say thank you to everyone that is supporting the Absolute Rain podcast. Me and Accuracy definitely see it. We thank each and every one of you for giving us the support that we need to keep going. Well, we don't need it, but thank you for everyone that has watched the YouTube, has listened on SoundCloud. I just want to say a personal thank you to a good friend of mine, Gito. I see you, bro. Thank you for the support. I love you. It's all love. I'm going to keep doing me, and I hope you keep doing you as well. I hope all of your aspirations come true. Thank you so much for the love.
I've also seen you. Been liking your comments and such. We heavily appreciate all the support we get, and the only thing we could ask for more is that you share it and we get some more support. We love all you beautiful people, and if you would like to find me on any of my social platforms, it's at ProAccuracy on Twitter, Nothing But Accuracy on YouTube and Twitch, and at AR_ProAccuracy on Instagram. Thank you all for listening, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much. You're all beautiful.